So, um, wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, why am I showing you this perspective, or what I call like the unified source field? And there's a number of reasons. So the first one is I want to communicate and convey what time is and how time actually works using this model. And it's a really good model because it puts everything in the right place, and this model solves for quantum entanglement, which is a really odd dynamic, but through this model I can explain and show, because everything is one, everything is connected, that I could think something and then millions of light years away, as if it was me, have that instantaneous connection to that part of me or whatever I'm quantum entangled with. So the reason why quantum entanglement works, and I think the reason why people are kind of like flabbergasted by it, is because in reality, time is somewhat of an illusion and actually doesn't really exist in the way that I think most people think of it. So there is no past, there is no future. Those are conceptualized thoughts and feelings or things you reminisce on, but it doesn't exist. There is only the present, and all space-time vectors and space-time coordinates exist in the present. Your past is happening right now. It's complicated, and it's not so simple as in the way I'm kind of explaining it, but everything is happening now. That future moment that you're going to maybe have in a couple days is happening now. So when you kind of look at the unified source field as just like a graph or a universal matrix graph, where the only thing that's really differentiating anything is your frequency, which is going to be measured by hertz. From this graph, you can, and I'll have to explain how time travel works, but you can go anywhere by just knowing the frequency of the destination that you want to travel to, Now, I'm kind of getting into what is called, I believe, supraluminal travel. And this is when you have a spaceship that can travel massive long distances. And it eliminates traveling, because distance is an illusion also, or a hologram, or whatever word you want to use for that. Distance is also not a reality. It's part of a hologram that we think really exists, but everything is happening now. So you can have this kind of perceived experience of something being very, very far away, but when you break it down into this unified source field model, it's just about frequency. So to make this kind of easy, once you're able to travel above certain speeds, and I'm talking like, scalar waves, so well beyond the speed of light, there's a point where no matter how fast you're going, you'll only make it up to so fast, because then the inertia or the fields of influence or your environment will create a drag on you to where you're going to be creating more drag once you hit certain speed limits than you being able to go faster. So when you get to that point, you have to consider traveling a different way. The best way to do this, and the reason I even got into this whole thing, is I found information on how some of the galactic beings or higher dimensional beings travel with their ships, and they broke down the science on it. And so the science all worked out, and it's really kind of solid stuff. But when you can shift your vibration, or through a computer, shift the density and vibration of that ship to match another frequency. And again, we're not going to say in the future, because that's not really real. It's just going to match another frequency that will have its space and time parameters specific to it. And with the right technology or advanced technology, you can literally pull into the ether and then just appear at the destination you want to go to. There is actually no traveling done, because you will shift in this moment while you're kind of going from here to the location you want to go to. Your frequency will, you will literally turn into like the ether. Like, you'll disappear, and as you're going to that location, you will kind of flash on, flash off, and you'll be there. You will appear there. And with this type of traveling, you have surpassed a time barrier. And when you look at time from this model, time is just a consciousness, or a conscious being, or a node, doing a set of actions, or taking certain actions in a medium. So it'll appear like, this is my one action now, then I'm turning my head here, then I'm turning my head here. And in this map, or in this matrix, it's just going to be a lot of points that's going to represent a period of time via certain actions you're taking. I didn't really explain that very well, but it's kind of like measuring the amplitude of a wave. It's just a set of actions taken by a consciousness inside of a medium that gives the perception of time, because you're going to be doing things that is going to be happening in a present moment each time you do it. So here, right there is a sequence of actions and different frequencies in a medium, and that combination of those actions, and that's the way to explain it, will give you a representation, or a feeling, or a concept of time. Because in reality, there is only the now moment, only ever has been the now moment, only ever will be the now moment, and nothing else, always. So that's where eternity lives and lies, is in the present. So when people can, really meditate, or get into a meditative state, or, kind of evolve past the 3D mind and the egoic mind to just being, a lot can happen with your consciousness when you can do that. You can expand. But so time is really an illusion. Distance is an illusion, because we all actually exist as this electromagnetic etheric energy, or consciousness, or energy that is representative of our consciousness within the ether. So it kind of takes this whole concept of everything. I feel like it makes it much simpler. I'm going to redo this a bit, and I want to maybe draw some things out and put some graphs together. But essentially, a lot can happen when you start looking at things this way. And when you're able to get technology that can actually read the primordial substance vibrations, I forgot what I said, but when we can get technology that can sense what a person's vibration is based on the components of their subatomic particles oscillating and vibrating and all kind of added up, then you can do a lot. And this is where a lot of things have been suppressed. William Rife, who was basically dematerializing cancer right out of patients using frequency and sound. And, you know, this is based on a unified source field. So, I mean, you can start eliminating bacterias, diseases. You can just take them right out of their manifestation because it's just a manifested matter energy on a grid that no longer is in a state of potential energy, but, you know, actually manifested energy. We're going to work on this a little more.